it was at this time where I thought where I knew that the experience I have like isn't enough. And like I was trying to do things that I know, but like I only have like a few years of experience, and like I don't know how to build everything from the bigger picture. So yeah, I was kind of still pretty naive here, and yeah, that led to like me like thinking about a lot of stuff, like doing things that I don't have to do or I can't do. So yeah, this kind of led to me having a burnout. So yeah, this is where I had to recalibrate a lot. And yeah, had to move to another company. But yeah, I still kept like still giving back to the community. And yeah, as I'm still doing sessions at like conferences and like doing workshops. But yeah, aside from that burnout, like there people were also like telling me to apply to become a GD, a Google Developer Expert for Android. And I actually got denied because like people, or rather, the developer relations team said that I should be doing more technical stuff. But yeah, it's kind of hard to do that here in the Philippines because like whenever you go to these events, you would usually get like people who are new to it. So you can't just talk about like these technical stuff, which is why I also don't want to dive into technical stuff right now. So I don't because I don't want to bore people. So yeah, it was hard and like getting rejected, getting burnt out. So yeah, it led me to go and like move to another, I guess, lesser role, which is where I moved into White Cloak. So yeah, I found this company, and yeah, they're working on like apps. They needed an Android engineer, and I said like, okay, perfect. Like I just want like an Android job, like where I feel more comfortable with, and where I could, I guess, get more knowledge and enhance my skills. So yeah, this is where I landed. And yeah, in this team, like I really learned a lot. Like I enjoyed learning more about Android. So yeah, like I said earlier, I was kind of pretty naive in my previous company, right? So here I got more knowledge on like how they do things and like in the industry. So this company was managing like an app that's used by a lot of people. So I was trying to like again be a sponge and like get all those like how do they do those, and try to adopt them in my practices. So yeah, and in this team, like this was the time when like Kotlin multi-platform, which is something that I'm really I guess advocating about, was kind of in its preview, and like I really liked it. So basically, it's technology that would let you like share your code between Android and iOS. So there's Flutter, there's React Native, then a lot of things like that. But there's some differences in how they do things. But yeah, I got interested in Kotlin multi-platform, and yeah, one of the tasks I did here was to unify our Android and iOS team. So yeah, we're sharing our code base and still having our native applications. So yeah, I learned a lot here and like learned a lot of like best practices, and just trying to like still grow and like enhance my skills. So okay, yeah, I'm doing that, but I still didn't stop, and like I'm still sharing every bit that I can. So here's like a workshop in like my alma mater in Baguio, where I was teaching the faculty what's new in Android. So yeah, I was trying to get people updated. So and I was all here's also like me talking about like Kotlin multi-platform, like how it could like benefit your native applications and things like that. So yeah, I was like really happy here and like just working a lot on like my expertise in mobile developments. And yeah, like a few months later, someone again referred me to like these two guys, which is our co-founders right now, which is like Earl and Kevin. So yeah, I met them. I got referred to them, and yeah, now I'm at Plantina. So yeah, at that time it was just the two of them, and yeah, they wanted like an Android developer, and okay, they wanted an Android developer. They have another idea, so yeah, they want to develop it. So like I'm like, okay, I think this is good. Looking at like Earl and like our CEO Kevin, like I think these guys like know what they're doing, and like it's a big leap because like I came from something that's that kind of field. So now that I'm under these guys who are like really good, so yeah, I took the jump again and like moved from like a stable company to Plantina. So yeah, so now I'm here and this is our team, and like like we're growing, and like we're we're making and I'm currently the director of mobile engineering, so I'm managing everything related to mobile development. So yeah, I'm doing a lot here and like grew a lot, and yeah, it's really good. Um, yeah, so aside from that, I was still talking. So yeah, I also got to be like a GDE right now for Kotlin. So yeah, I still continued sharing, and like try to hit them, and like try to do the best that I can. So yeah, now we have like 100,000 downloads. I think that's our biggest milestone, at least for me and the mobile team. But yeah, I'm seeing that I'm out of time. But yeah, I just want to quickly highlight some key takeaways that that worked for me. So yeah, like one is like I guess my passion. So yeah, find what you love doing, and like just keep on doing that. Looks like it's I found mine like early on, which is like really a privileged thing. So yeah, if you can find that, try to focus on it, like try to like see where it would lead you. If not, just keep on trying things out, and like find something that you could like potentially like. And yeah, like there's also like purpose. So yeah, you can't just like go with your passion. There has to be like some purpose to it, right? So maybe you have just that passion, but like that passion like kind of has a negative purpose. So like I mean like your purpose has to be like with good intentions. Like yeah, I guess for now, like it's for me it's trying to um help financially, right? And yeah, there's also networks. I wouldn't like land these jobs if it wasn't for my network. So yeah, that's really important. And giving back. So like to me, I think it's something for me that I learned from someone. I want to give it back. And growth. Keep on like making yourself growth. Like tech is always changing. Like I said earlier, 1 minute you're using this, 1 minute it's not. So yeah, keep on growing, keep yourself updated. Like there's a lot of resources online that you can just do a quick search, and there's that. And yeah, opportunities. Like for me, like it's more of luck. But yeah, whenever there's an opportunity, I guess you're young, right? Like this is for youth. So yeah, take on that opportunity, take where see where it would lead you. But yeah, it's not just don't take it blindly. Of course, you have to assess if you want to take it as well. But yeah, don't leave your opportunities behind. Like yeah, you'll never know where it would get you. Like yeah, now I'm an Android engineer. If I didn't take that facilitator task, I wouldn't be here. So yeah, still wanted to share more, but yeah, I knew it wouldn't fit in like a 20-minute talk. But yeah, I hope I didn't make you fall asleep. And yeah, thank you for listening to how I got here. So yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Acosta, for sharing us more about mobile engineer. Thank you so much. May we ask you to please stay for the panel session?
Of course.
Okay. Well, now I'd like to once again introduce Mr. Monchito Ibrahim, who will be moderating this morning's panel discussion, which will be focused on career development. Along with him is the author of Denim, Mr. JC Durango, the chairman of GDAP or GDAP, Mr. Alvin Huban, and again, the director of mobile engineering of Plantina, Mr. Kurt Acosta. Thurmon, please take it away.
Okay, thank you, Monique, and good morning once again to everyone. I hope you're enjoying the session today. And this session, of course, is focused on career development. And I didn't actually get to see the presentation of JC together with his dad. I understand it was more of a table talk type of presentation. Okay. Welcome, JC, to this panel. And of course, my good friend, Mr. Alvin, was his Huban. Bago na naman ang pang-apelido mo ngayon, ah.
Yeah.
Okay. And of
We're
course,
here again.
nice to see you. Was this Emperor? For those of you who doesn't know yet, Alvin actually was the team manager of the Philippine esports team during the last Southeast Asian Games, where we actually came out, the grand champion there. Okay.
Three golds.
So anong games yung nilaro natin doon?
Mobile Legends, syempre. And of course, Dota. And what was the third? Oh my God, I forgot the third. StarCraft.
Okay. Congratulations once again, and more power to your federation. And of course, Kurt was recommended to me by one of my young friends, Earl Valencia. Welcome to this panel, Kurt. Let me throw off the first question to us is to JC here. JC, if there are three things that you can actually advise to young people who's still looking for their first job, what are those?
Well, three things.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So number one, I would say, just apply to as many places as you can. A lot of people will try to go to one company or two companies that they think are good, but especially when you're just starting out, it doesn't matter that much which company you go to. Just go somewhere that you can learn something. Number two, when you get out of college or even high school, you're gonna have to throw a lot of knowledge out the window, because the kind of programming or other things that you do at an actual job is going to be very different from the things that you learn in school. If there's a third thing, maybe it doesn't always have to be a programming job for your first job. It could be other things. You could do other things first and then learn how to program on the side. So that would be what I'd say.
Okay. By the way, JC, did you work your first job? Did you actually work with your with your dad?
Yeah, that was my dad's company.
Okay. Okay. Kurt, in your case, what are those three things? Okay, I know you had this closing slide a while ago. Okay, talking about passion, which is really very very important. Other things, but if you were to choose three things that you would advise our young people who are just looking to actually land their first job, what will those be?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess first, like, I mean, like, related to passion, like, I know a lot of people that haven't found it yet. So yeah, I guess if you haven't found it yet, try to, like, stick to one thing, like, thing that a thing that you would, I guess, that would you would gravitate towards to, and just try to see that and, like, see where that leads you, like, I guess, related to, like, JC's answer. It doesn't have to be a programming job, but like, if it's something that you could potentially, like, try to see it through rather than being undecided. So that's one. Try to decide on, like, what you want, I guess. um Three, right? Oh man. Yeah, and then, like, second would be, like, the, like, yeah, to keep yourself updated on, like, whatever is happening. Like, let's say you have this stack, I guess. Maybe you choose mobile, maybe you choose, like, backend web, maybe you choose, like, AI. Try to be updated, like, try to learn everything that you can, like, like I said, like, be a sponge and, like, try to learn everything. Everything's always changing, so you have to know, like, what's happening. So if not, you're going to get, I guess, left behind. So yeah, make sure that you still know, like, what you're kind of pursuing. And yeah, I guess network, especially if you're a newbie. Yeah, like I said, for me, in my experience, like, most of the opportunities I had was more from the network, because, like, I mean, like, you're going to be working with people, you're going to be interacting a lot with people, right? And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is done by people. So yeah, try to build a network. Doesn't have to be really big, but try to get people in your network, that, and don't just use them, of course. Like, try to build, like, quality relationships, and yeah, that would lead you to, like, a lot of things, either learning opportunities, fun, whatever. But yeah, try to build your network, try to find and meet a lot of people.
Yeah, thank you, Kurt. Looking at looking back at what Earl Valencia actually was his highlighted yesterday, it has to be a network of positive people who would be able to help you achieve your goal. It's not actually a network of people who can actually drag you down.
Yeah.
There has to be a difference there. There has to be a difference there. Okay, Mr. Emperor.
Yes, sir.
We need your 50 years of wisdom here. So if there were three things.
Excuse me, batchmate ko si JC.
Ganun ba? If there were three things that you were actually going to was it three advices that you can actually give to our young people, what would those be?
Well, now, especially now, um, I would give a different tip because of of our current situation. And sadly, I think this pandemic thing will last. So there are the three things I'd like to tell them. One is there's an urgency to improve your communication skills. Everyone's saying expand your network, but there's great difficulty right now because we've been in lockdown, for 2 years. So the chance of meeting new people is, and it's different from meeting people online and face to face. I mean, you and I, Mon, we've been going around for years meeting people, so we've acquired that skill over the years. So when we translate it to online, we have, hopefully, we carry some of the good habits. But now imagine these kids who are in college or just entered college, from high school to college, that never got the chance to interact. So they're losing that part, and it's becoming a big problem actually, for especially for bigger teams. And then you have new guys who just graduated, from college, and it's been so hard to build that kind of culture that is needed by development teams or any team, for that matter. So I have that advice: try to improve your communication skills, but I have no solution for it. I just put it out there that boom, there's a shining red dot there that you have to improve your communication skills in this new kind of digital communication networking thing. And the only advice I could carry with that is still be courteous. Still be courteous. Be on time. Those are the things that would probably help you build your personal brand while you're trying to network. Number two, same as the rest, gather knowledge, suck up knowledge as best as you can. So even though that we are in this lockdown state, gathering, technical knowledge has never been easier. Not during our times, Mon, di ba? Tagal tayo, paper-based pa most of it.
Speak for yourself, Alvin.
Oh my God, naglagan to the max. Okay. All right. So it's really been easy for most of these kids. They just have to want it. They just have to want to look for it. Uh, and third, uh, the next best advice I can give to them is value your hardware. Why am I saying that? Because wala na, if we're gonna stay in this state na we're truly online, we have to, I guess, invest more. I know it's expensive, but we don't have a choice. You have to make your home to be work capable, not just study capable, work capable. And you will have these instances when you're networking that you'll have to do these video conferences. So you got to think about things like audio, lighting, to make your, again, to help build your personal brand online, because this is the new age that we're in. So those are the three things.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Emperor. A lot of people have been talking about future of work, future of work, the impact of AI on the job opportunities. Not just probably we don't even have to look 10 years from now, probably 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Uh, can you describe to us what is the future of work? What is it all about? Let me start with you, Kurt.
Yeah. I think I'm the most not the most qualified person to answer this. I'm the youngest. But yeah, I mean, I'll try to
We're
describe
talking of
my,
future of work, no? It's
yeah,
probably just like when putting yourself back 5 years ago, you weren't actually expecting this kind of process of environment, and the changes that are actually starting to emerge are very very profound. So
yeah.
looking at 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and a lot of people have been talking about the future of work. Do you have a description for this?
Yeah. yeah, at least in my case, like it's more of like an opinion, but yeah, you can like take this with a grain of salt. But yeah, like a lot of people are kind of like thinking of like AI as a replacement for them. Like people are scared that AI would replace them. Maybe some in the tech industry, like maybe there. I mean, there's like a lot of like AI that can also like build code, right? But to me, I think like the future would be like more of like AI augmenting this. Like people see it as a replacement, but I think it would be like an augmentation of what we're doing. So yeah, I think it would be easier. Like I mean, looking back before, right? Like Android was hard, but right now like it's becoming much more easier. And with the help of these like tools, like there's a lot of like tools like what was that, like GitHub Copilot, and like like you can like easily generate your code. But yeah, like I mean that doesn't mean like the AI would like do the job for you. You still have to do it, but you have like those tools that can like augment it and like help your job easier. Yeah, I think like the at least for me, that's my opinion, like how things would go. Like yeah, AI would like help us like do our jobs better.
In your case, JC, can you describe to us what the future of work would actually look like?
Yeah, I think Kurt is definitely right. I don't think AI is going to replace. Actually, I don't think AI is going to replace most jobs anytime soon. AI in general is people like to think of it like it's magic, but it's really not. Somebody has to be there to make the AI. Somebody has to tell it what to do. Uh, it the only thing that it automates is how it arrives at the answer or the solution to the things that you want it to do. Um, so I think the future of work, I see it more like what we have now during this pandemic. I think people are starting to realize there are many jobs that don't need to be done in an office.
Correct. Yeah.
And I feel like out of my friends, almost nobody wants to go back to the office. I think I only know like one person who said that they prefer it in an office. And these aren't just programmers. These are people who work in finance. Some people who work in like call centers. They've just been happier at home. So that's how I would see the future of work. A lot more of this, a lot more time to yourself.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Emperor.
Mm-hmm. Well, for me, the future, that means that by this time in the future, I would have dominated the world being emperor, so everybody works for me. So I'll be kind of retired, good life, going to the beach na lang. And the rest of the lesser mortals will be pretty much like this. That's why I guess it's important for me for the future of work that we get to build that personal brand, to get all those good habits and, you know, make more Filipinos globally ready to tackle work. It's really sad. It's really sad, and a few friends have shared this to me. We've had brilliant engineers here in the Philippines, and then a friend of mine went abroad to this European country and offered a project. And okay, the client says, "All right, fine, we'll do that project. How much is it? It's this much, no problem." And then the client asked, "Oh, but where's the project going to be done?" "Oh, my people are in the Philippines." The client cut the project cost in half.
Oh.
So that's not good, right? Because parang ganun lang. So we have to get that, so we have to build up our branding and tell the world that when we Filipinos say global class, that means global pay. It's the same thing, and it'll take probably a generation or two to do that, but we have to start now. We have to start now.
Thank you. When I was starting, was this in the IT industry? Very few people actually realizes that I have worked for the industry for quite some time. Okay, before I joined government, I joined the industry probably just about 10 years ago. Okay.
Let's talk about black and white pictures. Okay, so yeah.
when Kodak and people like Nokia were the brand names.
Kurt's going, what's Kodak?
I don't think people know what that is anymore.
But my point is that when I was starting in this industry, a lot of people were actually working in workplaces like the data center, because at that time, when you say we have a computer in the office, okay, you're actually basically talking of one whole floor housing a computer, was this hardware complex there, the data center. And if you look at what's happening today, a lot of those people who were actually working in those data centers, they're gone. Okay, because people have moved to the cloud, so there's no need for huge data centers to actually be maintained and managed. Okay, Uh, as far as you guys are concerned, okay, what new jobs that we do not yet see today, you think will actually arise in the next 2 decades, in the next 20 years? Interesting question, right? JC, let me start with you.
Oh man.
Oh man, that's a challenge.
I'm gonna try and predict what
you
jobs
can do
are
it, JC, because Kurt and I don't know shit.
I'm gonna guess some kind of like AI engineer of sorts. Like there's I think like the idea of a programmer will evolve to be quite a bit, more vague than just writing code. I think the way that we interact with computers is going to be very different. So maybe we're going to find that writing code actually isn't the best way to tell a computer what to do anymore. So I see that. Maybe some kind of some kind of like social media scientist. Like somebody who looks at social media and makes some guesses based on like psychology. I could see that more of that happening. Okay. That's what I would guess.
Okay. How about you, Kurt?
I'm trying to think but it's like super hard. But yeah.
So after Kodak, Kurt got shocked. What's Kodak?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, like Kodak, this is the camera, right? But yeah, like thinking of like new jobs, like yeah, I'm kind of like more in the direction like JC as well. Like I think people like I know we have AI engineers right now already, but I think like it would advance like a whole lot more. Let's say like it's just like super idealistic that like right now we're doing programming. Maybe in the future like people would just be more geared in product development. Like they have this super advanced AI. Like they would just say that, hey, I want this sort of app or feature, and like like everything does the job for them, and like people are putting more focus towards building something rather than learning how to build. So yeah, I mean it's super idealistic, and like again, this is super opinionated, but yeah, I think it's more going towards there that it's going to be more AI oriented. Not sure what the specific job is. Like it's super hard to predict like 20 years ahead. Like it could change at any point, but yeah, I think it would move towards that direction.
Well, for me, being the elder person in the group, and I'm the guy in entertainment. So these guys are serious. These two young guys are serious. I'm in the field of entertainment, and even now we have a preponderance of avatars. When we say future, we talk about virtual things and AI. And for games, entertainment, avatars have always been a thing, and that's going to move forward. And I think of these AI powered avatars, which would probably be your legal representative in the digital world. It's going to gather knowledge as an AI, but the job but gathering knowledge takes time. Just like normal person. It takes time.
Okay.
So I think the job that would come up would be an AI psychologist. An AI psychologist to refine that knowledge. We don't want that AI to be destructive. We want that AI to develop more
Like
proper
ethics.
emotions, ethics.
Yeah.
It depends who writes the ethics, but things like that. So that would be a great job. An AI psychologist.
That's interesting. That's interesting. One job that I actually could think of because 20 years from now, we need to actually be focused on regulating things like AI. Okay, we have to make sure that all of these algorithms are actually uh, for the good of society, not for the not for the destruction of society. The ethical side of AI, the ethical side of algorithms, the ethical side of robotics. Okay, we need engineers to actually make sure that everything